Well, a lot of people didn't know about the game back in those days. Back in those days, like it's a long time ago, but back in the days, you had to actually go to the studio. And nowadays you send the song in. Like, here's my song, take it. So now it's like so much weirdness going on that it don't even make sense in this business. But a lot of people don't know about Nas and Drake. Drake was supposed to. Well, he wanted to have Nas on Love All with Jay-Z on. I think that was the Certified Lover Boy album. Yeah, Ariel told me. Well, this was years ago because I remember my sister was here and Kanye album was out like at the same time, and they were mostly listening to Kanye. And I was like, man, I ain't vibing with that. I'm riding with Drake album. So at the time though, people didn't realize this, but Nas and he was looked at as like the godfather to them. Like he was one of the elites. So, Drake had respect for him. J. Cole, he was a huge Nas fan. So, Nas, Kendrick, and Drake, he really, co-signed for these guys. Like y'all keeping them, pushing the culture forward with y'all activity and how y'all moving and taking care of stuff. This is early on, you know. This is back when he was early Drake before he had the beard, you know. So it is what it is, but things changed, man. It was crazy because I think 40 was ill and like he wasn't really feeling up to it. So they didn't have a recording session, but they were supposed to go to LA for like something, a recording session, but 40 didn't feel up to it, so 40 didn't go. So Drake ended up going out there to like Hidden Hills and he just chilled until 40 was ready. So by that time, Nas was already gone. But he wanted to link up with Nas to see if he could try to get him on the album. Like there was so many times that Nas and Drake almost like worked together on an album. But the main sticking point was, you know, at that time the beef was thick with Kanye and Drake. So, Kanye kept doing things and how close is Nas and Kanye? He didn't know if he could trust Nas around. He felt he could. Like Nas ain't really dissing him or saying nothing or getting involved, but you never know. This dude produced your whole album, which was 7 songs, but still he produced your album. And you don't know what's gonna happen here. So he already then got burnt already by this helping his hand out. So he's just staying a little distant when it comes to that. But he knew he wanted to have someone on the song, and it just so happened Jay became available because they had a chance to sit around and talk about what was troubling them, and they got in a room and just hashed it all out at that time, and it was like really some petty stuff. So they were able to move forward, and Jay ended up getting on the record. But Nas was supposed to be on the joint, or at least he was finna see if Nas was gonna be on the record with him. But I think Nas was busy doing his thing, and then with the Kanye situation, he was just like, "I'm gonna just leave it be." I got Hov on a song with me. That's huge. It's not every day you grab Hov. So a lot of people, when Care Package came out, they gave Drake a lot of slack because he said, "Oh, you trying to bite Nas's lost tapes too? You trying to do your lost tapes with this Care Package thing? That's your lost tapes." And then Lost Tapes 2 had came out. Oh, snap. Lost Tapes 2 had came out and did what it did. So everybody was captivated by the creativity, that was like, oh man, that's dope. But then now, Care Package was dope. There's some songs on there that some of the the Drake fans who didn't know about these like freestyles and stuff was put out, and all the old singles was made into a little, streaming album, and there you have it. Era was born. So then it seemed like J. Cole and Drake had problems with one another for a while, differences. Kendrick and all three of them weren't speaking. Nas stayed out of all that stuff, man. He just did him and just basically said, well, they'll figure it out one day. They will figure it out one day. Well, Nas was working on, he was working with Hit Boy at that time because the Kanye thing wasn't working out. Because Kanye's availability, he's unpredictable. He's not gonna be there, so he just always wanted to have that as like a, you know, a, a I want to have a bucket list thing to do, and he's like always wanted to make an album with Kanye West to see how that would go. So they did the 7-song project, the Nasir, which I thought was a great job. Then, about a job being overseen by Kanye, and like he showed a lot of his genius. But if you're Drake, ain't no way you can do no song with Nas at that time because you can't trust it. It's like you went over there and got burnt being a nice guy, and then, you could probably turn around and get burned again, or somebody might flip it into a beef or something. So I understand and respect not getting involved. Some people don't know how to not get involved. They want the drama so they can report on it and say how important they are. So to me, I think that was the best move that they could do was just, act like, hey, that ain't what's happening here. So much respect for pulling that off. Um, well, when Lost Tapes 2 came, then Drake came with the Care Package. It looked like he was trying to take and drain Nas's, copy his idea with Lost Tapes, and he's coming with his own thing, which is basically more of the same. So that when he came out with the Certified Lover Boy, after taking the research and all these things down, you know, it's just different. Nas was getting into his cryptocurrency at the time, and he had some huge investments coming his way, as his banker told him to look out because he got some big money coming in. So of course we're gonna pay attention more to that. So he wasn't really out that much until he got his bankroll back to where he liked it to be. So a lot of people blowing money fast. Now, different time, different era. You know? So you gotta understand, people are gonna be what you allow them to be. Drake didn't want to take a chance on dealing with Nas and all that stuff was going on. Why would you do that? I mean, to me, I don't want to hear Nas on Love All. I mean, Love All was probably the only song he could have done. This album is more new age, nuance type of style. At that time, it was a lot of talk about how Nas wasn't really vibing with Jay. So, it was a whole lot of stuff going on. Jay was releasing albums at the same time as Nas. It was crazy. It's just really crazy time. So it was no beef with, like, Nas didn't feel no way about it. It's just that, when somebody got people, he didn't take the Nori route. Nori would have just did the record. And then, then somebody else, they would have felt like he was in the middle of it, and he'd have been used as probably a pawn to land a strike on Kanye and all this craziness. So, it's just to take the risk if you Nas. Nas done survived all these battles. So he knows the best way to survive them is not to get in them. That's the best way you can do it. There's no other way out. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the page, and hit the notification bell. Um, I mean, shoot, if you look at it, if you go down the whole pipeline, Nas got songs for days, Drake got songs for days. They really don't need each other. Like, he's not really a feature artist. Nas is more of a storyteller, poet. So you don't really need him. I don't really need Drake to have anybody else on the song. Some rappers need that extra person on there. Drake on the Ja Rule, I mean, Jarreau of rap, the Al Jarreau of rap. To have Drake on that song, that would have just took it to a new level. I mean, it ain't impossible, but I like the fact to hear that he wanted Nas on the album. He just, scheduling conflicts and everything else, situations made it not made it not realistic. But he wanted him on Love All. I think that's beautiful. And I think in the future they can do something. I mean, Drake got a new joint out now. That's a great riding song. Well, I don't understand what people want. And they say they want one thing and then they turn around and be something else tomorrow. So, people are such the weirdo with their taste. They act like they can't like. If they like one, they gotta hate the other. Or I don't deal with them like they're involved in it. It's like, dude, you have nothing to do with why these two individuals are not speaking. Like Kanye and Drake, and then when they just jumped up and was friends so quick, or they got together for a greater cause, instead of saying, man, that's what we need, they like, man, that's fake. They finna be back beefing. Um, the CLB, that was a surprising album for me because I thought it was gonna be just all singy songy, which it had its songs like that, but I thought that's what the album was gonna be consist of. Just that's it. Well, you'd have thought like, man, they was beefing for, like a minute. Scorpion was out a minute ago, and Drake ain't really put nothing out. So when CLB hit, and I got Champagne Poetry and all these hits, and Kanye was a fan. I tried to tell people like, look, dog, that album ain't nothing like this. Like this is something else. You got Project Pat on it. Yeah, so imagine how people felt that him and Kanye came back together after 7 a.m. on Bridal Path. I mean, he could do a song with Ross and have a remix and put Nas on there. Nas and Ross did a lot of stuff together. Ross is a rapper that needs somebody on the song. He's a prime example of somebody that needs somebody on the record. Well, if people want to get involved and do things, that's cool. But Nas is on his grown man thing. Once he, went to that, like, dog, I'm 50. That's how Nas is. He on that, dog, I'm 50. Like, this is what 50 look like. It's cool to be grown. I ain't finna be out here all looking like I'm 16 years old. That's tired. Well, for me, Tyler the Creator, I mean, does he even rap? I mean, it's like Hobson and all these Tyler the Creators, these like hipster rappers. I'm not really feeling these people at all. Like, I mean, they have their audience, the people that look like them and support what they do. That's whatever. That's not my kind of rap. Whatever Jaden Smith and that's his type of that hipster rap stuff, and that's their thing. So on that note, the man, the myth, the legend, your boy Carceno, I'm up out of here. Don't forget to like the video. Go to the Patreon, Carcino for Life Patreon. We finna get it in over there. Follow Kwame Brown, Bust Life, Ears to the Street 2.0, Damn D. Welcome to HD TV with the two eyes. Check on HD thing because I'm quite sure you finna get into this even more. And that's it, man. I'm out.